Well, ladies and gentlemen, last 2 days, yesterday and today, you've been going through various aspects of 1971 war. That is a time when India saw a watershed movement, which was an event world watched. That is the time youngsters like us, myself, and Maruf, who just spoke about the stories of valor, we were at a very impressionable age, and both of us joined the academy together in 1979. Later on, Maruf went to Grenadiers, and I went to the Marathas. We sat on squad posts next to each other because in the regimental seniority, the Marathas and the Grenadiers actually were, one after the other because, you sit according to the regimental seniority. And Maruf and me, we sat together and we did our weapon training course. Over a period of time, we both went as instructors to the Indian Military Academy. He was on the drill square and I was in the weapon training section, and I was training the cadets in weapon handling. The destiny took him to build the perceptions of war. And destiny kept me in the military, and I kept getting posted from Uri to Tawang, to Ladakh, and so on and so forth. And in one of my journeys, when I was in Bhuj, I realized that Datta Sahab is making a movie called Refugee. And he was looking for a piece of ground on the border there. And then later on, I realized that this gentleman is out to shoot, and he shoots only on the borders. And then, much later, he made a movie called Border. When Maruf went to discuss battle after battle fought in 1971, and now he's talking about 1967, which is again what he was describing in his book on China, I realized that our battalions have actually sacrificed so much, and the number of gallantry awards are not the ones which reflect the number of martyrs, number of people who fought, number of people or soldiers who deserve the valor. We have close to 28,000 soldiers who laid down their life in independent India. So we have amongst us Maruf Raza speaking about the valor, and J.P. Datta Sahab, who made this movie of Border. J.P. Datta Sahab comes from a family of military. He's been working on the perception of the military for very long. So he's made a trilogy of 1971, before that 1967, and then lately it was LOC. So this trilogy has actually brought war to the hearts of people. In current understanding of digital warfare, in the network-centric warfare, we say bringing war to the war room where the decisions are taken. And once the decisions are taken from the war room, it goes back to the war where the decisions are implemented. But what Datta Sahab does is taking war to the hearts of people sitting in the drawing rooms, and I think that is a perception that we talk about. May I request Mr. J.P. Datta Sahab to join us in this discussion where me and my friend Maruf will have real pleasure in actually bring the film world to the valor which is actually executed on ground, and the perception built through the stories that Maruf Raza was just talking about. And J.P. Datta Sahab is one of them who actually pushed it to the drawing rooms and the hearts of youngsters who got motivated and joined the military and are still fighting on the front line. Welcome, Datta Sahab.
Sir, how are you, sir? Good to see you.
Maruf, you served on the borders. You trained along with me.
No, I am nowhere near you.
And wait a minute, let me. And then you went on to also shooting of a couple of documentaries on the borders, and you've been writing. So you're a writer that the Value of Words does, that it is actually a Booker's organization, and you've been writing. And then you actually shifted to making movies. And then you've been a media personalities. And actually, you are also being watched in the drawing rooms. And Datta Sahab is also watched in the drawing rooms. Can you tell me, when we talk to Datta Sahab, Where is the connection and where is the subtle difference between these two, Maruf?
You see, Datta Saab's stature is far greater than you and I put together, Jan Saab.
My God.
But what the scale of what Datta Saab does is, and the patience that it requires to recreate scene after scene, is a very difficult exercise. And I can say this from my own experience in making lots of documentaries. My good friend Iqbal is here, and he and I have made some documentaries also on the LOC, on Siachen and elsewhere. I've made earlier a series called The Line of Duty, where I brought out the entire set of operational environments that our troops of the three services operate in. And more recently, The Tales of Valor, which you saw a bit and which is now on Discovery. You see, the way we go about it is nowhere near the way Datta Saab and his team go about it. We have a concept, we do research on each story. We are limited to getting it across in 20 to 24 minutes, because they say 30 minutes, but advertising time jata hai. So all that put together, so you have to bung in a lot, and you don't have the freedom to expand upon one particular tale when there are so many tales to be told within the tale. In the case of Datta Saab, it is similar. There are lots of tales. I've watched all his films. There are lots of tales to be told within the big story, but there's a little more space and time available. But then the challenge for him is to recreate that. Whereas when we do it in television documentary, and I'll be very honest with you, we work on very small shoestring budgets. We don't have the scale to reenact everything of how in the LOC film, the scale of the number of attacks that he reenacted, or in Border, all that was happening, the Pakistani side of feelings of what they were up against. They could not believe that they were being stopped on a path. They did not anticipate Indian troops to be there. They thought they'd have a free run up till Jaisalmer. Whereas in our case, the story is already there. Everyone knows the facts. It is only to put together in a crisp manner, to revive the tales, to pay homage to the greatness of those who fought there, and to try and bring out, as we've done in the Tales of Valor, the stories also of the unsung heroes. Whereas normally, we tend to just remember the winners of gallantry awards, as General Pannu has brought out. They are few and far between. There are a lot of other greats who did more than their job, went beyond their call of duty. Their names are inscribed in the war memorial, or probably they're remembered in their units and their regiments, but not with the kind of enthusiasm that a name brings up, which is a repeated name of a gallantry award winner. So I would like to ask Datta Saab that when you do your research for such films, is there some kind of an input to you from those who are helping you put the film together on the front lines? कि सर इन सब की कहानियां तो हैं, लेकिन कुछ ऐसे भी अनसंग हीरोज हैं जिनको भी थोड़ा आप रिकग्निशन दे देना.
Very good evening to all of you, and I am very grateful to General Pannu for having invited me on this stage. Very august company, I must say, amongst you all. I mean, looking at Colonel Thapar, really telling story of Vijayant, was inspired by Border. He went to battle, and so did recently made film on Vikram Batra, and who was portrayed by Abhishek in my LOC. It's very simple. You're talking about me research, trying to do some work on these subjects. See, I learned somewhere along the way, the first casualty of war is truth. That is something that made me sit up and start thinking. So simply put, I would go to the units that were involved in the war. I would first catch a story which touched my heart, something that I felt very strongly about. And I felt that that should be told to the nation. Then I go to the units that were involved in that battle. And then I ask the CEO for the after action report. And that's it. And then I start writing on my own. And I recreate that whole theater of war. And that's how the film comes through. So it's not really a big deal because I'm enjoying what I'm doing.
Datta Saab, as you walked into USI, I was making an attempt to introduce USI to you, and you said, "Oh, I've been here many times," and you spoke about squadron leader Rana China who's sitting there. He says he's still there. He's there. He says, I told him this is the oldest think tank of a country. He says, I know it. I have done research work here. You have done research work in USI. You went through the files. You went through the historical records of Saragadi. And I'm sure it is not only that your passion came out of nothing. I think you belong to a military family.
Yes, I do.
You lost your brother, squadron leader Deepak Datta, in war. So is that the trigger?
Not in war.
Okay.
There was a flying accident in Bathinda.
Okay. So was that the trigger that made you what you became? Or is a mix of something that you came along with plus your military background?
The truth is that I wrote border when I was in my final year of college. So I was not studying, I was making films, even then. So Deepak came back from the war in 71 December, and I wrote it in January 72. I was still in college at that time. And when he told me the Longewala incident, I picked up the pen and the book and I wrote. And as God willed it, it came about in 1997. So I was sitting on that for a long time. So research work is a lot of research work. I enjoy the entire journey of research, of meeting the troops. I had a great time when I was making LOC because I met so many units all along Ladakh. And it was so great to see those youngsters, they were so excited about their units, about their battalions, about their regiments. They were I realized that they were actually fighting for each other. I'm criticized for saying this, but पलटन के लिए लड़ते हैं सर, बाकी सब छोड़ दो सर। सारी जर्नी के बाद ये समझ में आया कि पलटन के लिए लड़ते हैं, ये किसी के लिए नहीं लड़ते, ये जो उसके साथ में बैठा है उसके लिए लड़ता है। That is so beautiful, and that is what makes Indian Army or the Indian Armed Forces the way they are.
Maruf has been talking about Naam, Nishan, Namak in many ways.
Yeah.
And I think that is exactly what Datta Saab is saying. Ki Nishan ke liye lado.
I, if I may just interrupt, Datta Saab has hit the nail on the head. Once Sam Manekshaw was asked, I don't remember the exact question, but something on the lines of, how does the soldier see patriotism? And he says he fights for his Naam and Nishan. All this thing about patriotism is left to the larger public. For them, it is that Paltan ki izzat.
True.
There's that, in the Indian Military Academy in Dehradun, the old colors, the Nishan, ab to ladai mein jate nahi hai, but the old colors lie wrapped in the Chetwood Hall Museum upstairs. When I was posted there, General Pannu would know, my office was in the Chetwood building. I was in the adjutant's branch. So I made it a point in my spare time to get a grip on the museum upstairs. So I became a local guide out there, because otherwise, with no disrespect, they would depute some officer to show people around, and he would do the usual run-of-the-mill thing. But I used to get emotional about it. As some of you might have noticed that while telling the tales of valor also, I was getting a bit emotional. When I went there and I looked at those colors that were wrapped, you know, the army doesn't throw away old colors. They are laid to rest in coffins. Because that is the symbol and the life of a unit and a regiment. At independence, you know, the king's colors were laid to rest and the president's colors were taken on board. And I remember I used to do a few commentaries on parades, and one of the quotations, you check on the net who said it, but it stays with me. A moth-eaten rag on a worm-eaten pole, it doesn't look likely to have stirred a man's soul. But let's remember the deeds that were done beneath that rag, when the pole was a staff and the rag was a flag. That is the nishan that people still fight for.
And
And the naam is of the naam of the regiment. And little anecdote, as a young officer, like everybody else, I was suddenly told, to my misgiving, that you have to take part in the Chaudhary Trophy. General Chaudhary was an Armored Corps officer, but he burdened the infantry forever with the damn Chaudhary Trophy. Right? 24-mile run, 24-kilometer run with 25-30 kilos on your back, obstacle course and firing after that. And one of the Sikh battalions was also there with us. And those guys, you know, the Khalsas, with no disrespect, you know, they look around ki changa banda dal yaar iske andar. So they got hold of one or two characters who were from the regiment but not that unit. And another officer who was a national cross-country runner, he recognized the Bhagat. Kehta, yaar, ye to is Paltan ka nahi hai. See, in the army, omission is not a crime. Commission is a crime. कहता तो कौन सी पलटन है? सिख रेजिमेंट साहब. अरे यार, तो पलटन कौन सी? कहता सिख रेजिमेंट साहब. और पे बुक देखता है, सिख रेजिमेंट. पे बुक में रेजिमेंट लिखी रहती है, पलटन नहीं लिखी रहती. कहता है यार, पता करो इनका. एंड पता किया कि yes, it was found out they were not from the same unit. Couldn't take part. साइड हुई क्या? सूबेदार मेजर ने कहा, साहब 5 मिनट दो, बंदे लाता हूँ. You called 2-3 आते हैं, इतने आ तू. हाँ जी साहब, खड़े यार लाइन में, तू पिट्ठू लगा तू दौड़े. कहता साहब मैं तो मसालची हूँ. कहता doesn't matter. You might be a cook or a masalchi, but पलटन की इज्जत का सवाल है, तुम दौड़ेगा. And he had to run. And 20 किलोमीटर के बाद उनके मुंह में फैन आ रहा था. अब वो एम्बुलेंस खड़ी है, टेम्पटिंग देम कि भी चढ़ जाओ ऊपर. वो एक हवलदार खड़ा है उत्थे, कहता तूने हाथ लगा ना, गोली मार दूंगा, सीओ सब बचा लेगा मेरे को, तेरे को गोली मार. पलटन की इज्जत का सवाल है. Anyhow, somehow those guys were picked up leg and limb and thrown across the finish line by those guys who came earlier. They took out their pithu, threw it, went back, picked up the guys. So I went up to the officer and I said, यार, तेरे बंदे तगड़े हैं. कहता रजा सारा गड़ी वाली पलटन है. That says it all.
so, Maruf, you just said all is fair in love and war.
Absolutely.
Here you're talking about war. Bollywood also talks about love, but Datta Saab decided to go to war. And, you know, when you say Bollywood, you know, people look at Bollywood lightly sometimes because, you know, these are stories which are fairy tale stories, you know, for people sitting at home and enjoying themselves. But Datta Saab actually took the nation to war because in drawing rooms, people are getting motivated. And there is a poetry in Hindi, Pushp Ki Abhilasha. And when you talk about Pushp Ki Abhilasha, I get reminded of General Cardozo. And General Cardozo is wearing a flower, which is marigold, Indian marigold. And then he says that we must honor the Indian martyrs with the Indian marigold. And today I'm very glad that Datta Saab is here with us, who also has the same heart, because the Indianness of what he does in the movies is to move the nation. The whole nation goes to war in the heart. मेरे को रोंगटे खड़े हो जाते हैं पिक्चर देख के। उस टाइम पे चाहे सिनेमा हॉल में बैठे हो, but nation is at war because he creates the junoon in the minds of people that let's do something for the nation. He did that repeatedly. He did that after border, LOC, and of course he also made Pulton. And these are the books which the Value of Words has also released of late. And these books have actually come yesterday and today. We spoke about these books, and Datta Saab has already made movies about this. And I find there's a huge alignment between what General Cardozo, Value of Words, Datta Saab, Maruf, and we all put together actually make a nation. And I think we have a common spirit. We live differently. And I think we've all come together. May I request General Cardozo to please come up and talk about the importance of flower to a soldier. General Cardozo, please.
I have one word. Can I
Give
say
him a mic.
one word?
He's coming. While General Cardozo is coming up, Datta Saab, your junoon, please.
Because this is a session of Value of Words. Value of Words will not be complete if I don't say what I feel very deeply about. You know, I read Plato saying, only the dead have seen the end of war. When he says only the dead have seen the end of war, what he means is mankind has never ever witnessed a world without war. Why is it so that even after the Mahabharats and the Ramayans and the Bhagavad Gitas and the Bibles and the Quran, why doesn't man stop fighting? You know, I read about a philosopher, which is very necessary for me to quote, who's unknown, and he had an answer to that. And it was very beautiful, and that should be added into this Value of Words. My friends, he said, the missing link are we, man is still to come. He says, the missing link are we, man is still to come. What he means is, वो जो राम थे, मोहम्मद थे, जो क्राइस्ट थे, ये मैन थे, बाकी सब ठीक है। इतनी बड़ी बात मैंने कभी पढ़ी नहीं है अपनी लाइफ में, और इतनी सही बात बोली है उसने, इतनी सही बात बोली, वाकई मैन इज स्टिल टू कम।
General Cardozo, sir, you know, he's got us emotional. It's a very pious movement. Datta Saab has actually come with his entire family.
Datta Saab, his
Sir.
family, ladies and gentlemen, it has been my endeavor to make the marigold the flower of remembrance for India's war dead. I was inspired by a poem written by Lieutenant Colonel Joel McRae on Flanders Field, which put the poppy center stage to remember the war dead of World War I and World War II of the Western nations, basically the Commonwealth countries. But subsequently, I also learned that France, America, and Russia had their own flowers of remembrance. And I thought to myself, what about India? Although India is part of the Commonwealth, we have fought 5 wars, and why should we use the poppy, which is not an Indian flower, to commemorate India's war dead? And then I thought, but how can I do this? I need to write a poem about India's war dead. I know I can never match Flanders Field, but let me try. And so I wrote this poem of the marigold, which I just recite to you. I hope it touches your hearts. Our marigold, this simple flower, in many ways, it meets the hour of valiant soldiers who in combat die, and to their makers skywards fly. From ancient times, this favorite bloom has commemorated womb to tomb of life and death in equal measure, and other moments we all treasure. But in time of war, this flower sheds its beautiful petals to mourn her dead. To those who fought for you and me and sacrificed their destiny. So, pause a moment, those all who care, and offer up in silent prayer the sacred flower for a soldier's death, to remember that most special breath. This is my poem to commemorate India's war dead. And I am most grateful to Dr. Sanjeev Chopra, General Pannu, General Sharma, USI, the Valley of Words, who are taking up this matter to make sure that the marigold represents India's war dead. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being so polite to listen to this poem. Thank you.
So may I request you to kindly present the marigold to Mr. J.P. Datta.